Yeah.
First thing I want to talk about, which you just mentioned to me before I get sidetracked, is about the workshop that you have coming up in August.
Yes.
Which is about the, I don't want to call it conflict resolution, but it's dealing with conflict and relationship issues.
Yes.
Interpersonal relationships.
Interpersonal relationships. So it's called Relationship Matters, learning how conflict can turn into compassion, how you can get more connection from a situation of conflict. And relationship matters. Sometimes people think it's about relationships, like male-female relationships, but actually it can be for that. It can be for conflict and work. Interpersonal relationships, as you said, is what it really is about. Right. And conflict is something that most I found with the people that I've worked with, and generally so, most people tend to avoid conflict. So they don't want to have a difficult conversation. They don't like to do performance assessments because they can't share bad news, or they think sharing bad news with someone is not something that they feel good about doing or can do. Then there's conflict in the home, so you're having, a continuous battle with someone and not able to get through or connect to that person. And you love that person most times. And it's difficult when you find yourself in a situation where you can't express, or you can't get past. In the work situation, it's just so counterproductive, because instead of doing work, you find yourself at war.
Yeah.
So instead of being able to just go along in harmony and get things done, you just find yourself not walking on eggshells, trying to make sure you didn't overstep somebody and blah blah blah, when it would be so easy if everybody would just find a way to find some common ground that they can work together with. So in so many ways conflict can be so counterproductive, and yet if we find a way to get to the root and get some greater connection and empathy going between the two parties or the parties involved, there's so much more that people can do. So
I feel like I want to dive a little bit more deeply into that phrase, the conflict, where persons avoid conflict.
yeah.
Because just thinking about it there, oh my gosh, conversation is so much fun. Conversations. Like just thinking about it, avoiding something, I feel like for someone to avoid conflict, they've already projected that a conflict is going to happen. If you understand what I mean. So, like, if there is a conflict situation happening already, like say there's a argument happening between two persons,
Mm-hmm.
someone can look at that and call it a conflict, and they can avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like what you are talking about is where someone doesn't say something or voice something because they think it's going to turn into conflict.
It can be both ways, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's interesting to me is that you're avoiding saying something because you are projecting that a conflict will happen out of what you may want to say.
In the context that I said it in, it's sort of like delivering bad news. So you're having
Right.
a difficult conversation. So say you manage someone
Yes.
and they're not dressing appropriately for work, and which is a simple thing. But instead of telling them directly, you're not dressing appropriately for work, blah blah blah, this is the policy, da da da, you might find yourself hinting at it, or not saying it, and not necessarily saying it behind the person's back, which also can happen. But you can actually be upset about, oh gosh, they can't read the policy and know that. So you're carrying all this weight, when the most efficient thing to do would be to let the person know. But because whatever is going on inside of you, the person who is unwilling to address it, maybe you're afraid of how they would react, or the things that they might say, or whatever the outcome is that you are concerned about, prevents you from taking the action. In other cases, it could be like, as you said, so something is going on in an interpersonal relationship at home or in the office where somebody is in a conflict situation too, so they're not agreeing with something you're saying. And instead of standing up for yourself, you just shut down. That's one way of avoiding it. Or you can't deal with it, so you just shut down. So in a work situation, what that creates is that you lose a potential employee's input because they are not willing to participate. So you've shut them, they've shut down, and therefore their creativity, what they had to offer, their ideas are no longer available in that situation, unless you are able to help the team resolve the situation, which is the conflict.
So the workshop is, just to give some details, how many persons would the workshop be open to? And then you said it would be online.
Yeah.
So is it going to be something like a Facebook group where persons can all be on, or how is it going to work?
Okay, so it's going to be on Zoom.
Okay.
Which is a video conferencing solution.
Right.
So the group is going to be no more than 10. The reason for that is I like personally for people to experience have an individual experience within the workshop, and I find bigger than that creates less intimacy. So the willingness of someone to share their particular conflict situation and really get deep into it is lessened. So it'll only be for 10 persons, 10 lucky persons who want to attend, who are facing the situation and feel like it's time that they took a different approach and they want a way to help themselves learn how to approach it and really take that stance for themselves. Be the person who no longer shuts down, be able to connect with that person who they really want to connect to, but every time they try, ends up butting heads. So yeah, it's an opportunity. It's really a great opportunity. The last time I had it, a couple people missed it and said definitely they want to be on. I did it in 2 parts. It was a live one, and we did the second half online. And this time it's going to be both parts online. So there are 2.5 sessions over on 2 Saturdays.
2.5-hour sessions. Ooh, that's intense.
It's intense but lovely. I mean, like, the time flies so much. It's very interactive.
Yeah.
So people are participating, talking a lot. Like last time I couldn't get people to be quiet. So that's actually how come we ended up having the second part. Because we were just sharing so much rich feedback from everyone. It was really a good session. Everybody thoroughly enjoyed it and felt like they got a lot out of it, and that's why I want to do it again. For those who couldn't make it the last time, and I feel like online really makes a difference, because even the people who showed up last time felt they had both, and they appreciated having the online, because everybody was in their own house, in their own space, and once you're in a quiet space and you have good Wi-Fi, I would say, it's really easy. So,
and do you have a date already for the workshop?
It's I think it's the 10th and the weekend after in August.
Consecutive.
Yeah.
So whatever is the first Saturday,
I think the 3rd is the first Saturday, so it would be the 10th,
right,
and then the 17th or whatever.
Okay, gotcha. Do you have a price as well that you'd be willing to share, or?
Yeah, it's $500 for the workshop. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh,
and you're getting both sessions, of course.
I'm so excited.
Yes, it's
so
gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, so I feel like we've covered all the information that people need to know about the workshop. So I'm very happy about that.
So looking forward.
And I expect that it will be amazing, just like the first one.